The following announcement has been paid for by the Raider World Order. Check this in. My mic was unmuted. Raider Nation YouTube. I'm Afakasi Raider. Got my guy Ont6 ready on deck for another edition of Raider's World Order. I almost said Wake Up Nation, but it's not the morning, so we're here in the evening. Salute to you, everyone in the chat. Robert, Egalitarian, Westside, Billy, I see you in the building. Anyways, Ont6, what's happening? How are you, brother?
I'm all right, brother. A little tired. It's been a long day, but thankful to be alive. Raiders football's around the corner. We have a lot of roster moves that we got to talk about, and this 53-man roster started to be filled out by tomorrow, so we should be interesting in the next couple hours.
Right, we've already started making moves. Last weekend we played our final preseason game where we went down to the Cardinals 20-10. Not going to spend too much time. Actually, I'm not going to spend any time talking about that game because we're here now talking about the roster moves. And, well, it's been a busy day, hasn't it? I'll start off with the waivings first. So we released Gottlieb Ayadze, a tackle, linebacker Michael Barrett, defensive tackle Tank Booker, defensive end Andre Carter II. That's a surprising one. I kind of like what he did in the preseason, but whatever.
Wow.
Safety Hudson Clark, tackle Parker Clements, defensive tackle Keandre Coburn, linebacker Amari Gaynor. I liked Amari, but I don't think the coaching staff were too high on him, so thank you for your services. Center Jared Hufford, cornerback John Humphrey, tight end Khalil Ismail. I hope we get on the practice squad, but we will see. Wide receiver Ketron Jackson Jr. That's not Shedrick Jackson. Defensive end Jar Joyner, cornerback Sam Webb, and we released wide receiver Marquise Callaway, wide receiver Philip Dorsett, wide receiver Colin Johnson, and veteran linebacker Jalen Smith. So of those names, is there anyone you're really that disappointed that we released or waived?
Not really. At the end of the day, I don't think any of these guys were going to make the 53-man roster. You know what? I just appreciate them for taking their time and being Raiders for as long as they did, putting their hearts and souls into it, and wish them luck in their future endeavors, would that mean in the NFL or pursuing their careers with a degree.
For sure. Of those names, I hope Amari Gaynor and Kadir Ismail comes back to us on the practice squad, but we will see. It is whatever. But to that comment there with Egalitarian, yes, we were just about to touch up on that. So the two big roster moves that we made today, one just got announced. My guy Westside was the one who let me know about this one. Shout out to Westside. We traded a 5th-round pick for former first-round quarterback Kenny Pickett from the Browns. So we'll start from there. How do you feel about that one?
At the end of the day, guys, I'm going to say it like this. We're all Raider fans. We all remember when Derek Carr went down and Connor Cook had to go in there as a rookie, and we all remember how bad that looked.
I do remember that.
So they just go back and just realize that shit. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, we need to start Cameron as a backup quarterback," but he's not ready. You know what I mean? At least Kenny Pickett comes in there as a veteran quarterback, and he's gonna be the backup until AOC comes in. It should be interesting in 6 to 8 weeks, and when AOC comes back, if we're gonna keep three quarterbacks or just two. But for now, Kenny Pickett, welcome to the Raider Nation, brother, and hope you got your head in the playbook and start learning that shit, brother, because you never know when you need to be ready.
For sure, for sure. Well, change of scenario. Maybe he's a better scheme fit with his strengths and weaknesses. I haven't seen too much of Kenny Pickett play unless he was playing the Raiders, and I didn't feel like he did much of note then. But we'll see. I mean, actually, you know what? I hope we don't see. I hope he just stays on the bench and holds the clipboard because Geno Smith is healthy and doing his thing. And salute to you, Lecky. I see you in the feed. But yeah, a move that was necessary with AOC going down to injury. I mean, he wasn't playing well, and he didn't really look like a scheme fit, to say the least, in preseason. If it's his last time, we'll see him in a Raider jersey. Whatever, we will see. But yeah, Cam Miller, he's not ready. To be honest, he might just go get stashed on the practice squad, which I wouldn't be mad at because I don't think he's going to be ready for a while. But yeah, look, the other big news, we re-signed old Raider buddy Amari Cooper, former Raider buddy. Well, now he's a Raider again. For selfish reasons, I'm actually pretty happy with that. I mean, look, he's not the Amari of old, but at least he's gives some veteran presence. And like I said, for selfish reasons, I like Amari. I mean, he's like David Copperfield at his best. He'll appear and look like the best wide receiver in the game, and then he'll disappear and just be a non-factor. I don't know how far away he is from his best. I mean, he hasn't really produced for the last couple of seasons. But if we get anything out of him, even as a depth guy, cool. But welcome back, Amari Cooper. We'll see you on 6.
For me, I like the signing just for this perspective. He's a veteran now, and he's going to show these rookies that we drafted in this year's draft class and last year's how to get open, how to be a professional. You know what I mean? I think that's something that we do. We have lacking in this room, wide receiver room, is experience. And players that have done in this league for a while. I know Jacoby's there, but we have another veteran in there that can help these rookies, especially Beck. You know what I mean? I was a little disappointed with him. I thought he was going to start from day one. Hopefully he can work with Beck and teach him how to get open and get some separation from these defensive backs in the NFL.
Right. That's the other news of the day is that Jacoby Myers is requesting a trade. So we may have seen the last of him in Raider colors. He was supposed to be our wide receiver number 1, but he wasn't happy with the deal presented and looks like he wants to be out of here. So we may have seen the last of him in Raider colors, which is going to put big expectation on our drafted wide receivers to produce day dot and how productive they can be right from the rip. We're going to find out. I'm very pleased with Thornton from what I've been hearing and seeing during the course of the offseason and preseason. Can that translate into the regular season? We will see. Jack Besh has been a little bit underwhelming, per se. I think he's been overshadowed by Thornton, but we're going to find out. We drafted them round 2, round 3, so we need results. So we're going to need big results for a lot of these guys that we drafted this year. Ash and Genty being one of them, and those two. But yeah, I guess we're going to find out sooner rather than later, right?
Yeah, true that. And at the end of the day, I do believe in Pete Carroll and his coaching staff because if you remember, Pete Carroll is the one that drafted DK Metcalf in the 3rd or 4th round in Seattle. And, you know what I mean? Since he started us in this rookie year and look how he turned out. So they know what wide receiver ones look like. You know what I mean? And Pete Carroll might find his wide receiver one in Thornton here. But we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? This kid has a lot of talent and expectation from us, the fans and the team. So before we start christening them as the next Randy Moss or the next great Hall of Famer, let's just give him one game at a time and see where it goes. You know what I mean? I'm just tired of the having a good preseason game or two, and everybody's counting us the next great Raider, this and that. Just like we were saying about Cam Miller after the first preseason game. Oh yeah, he's gonna be quarterback number 2, this and that. And look at the
Right.
end of the preseason, we're out here trading for a quarterback just that he's not ready. So at the end of the day, I'm excited for these receivers, and we'll see what happens. But I'm just thinking at the end of the day, Jacoby Myers is going to get paid. I think the only option he had was to say he wants to trade just to have some leverage at the end of the day. But just like Terry McLaurin or whatever the wide receiver from the Washington Commanders requested a trade a couple years ago, he just got his new contract today. So at the end of the day, I think he's going to be here. It's just a tactic. So at the end of the day, we'll see what happens. But I do believe he's going to be our starting wide receiver week 1 against the Patriots.
Right. We will see. Hopefully he stays, but if he doesn't, he doesn't. And salute to you, Nutty Nate. Good to see you in the building, my friend. Sorry I didn't get back to you about doing a morning show. I had to situate some things as well as get my computer fixed, which still isn't fixed completely yet, but we'll get back on the morning live later this week or maybe early next week. But anyways, I'm going to move on to the next segment, which is just going to go to the next screen. I'm going to share the screen with my guy Ont6. I haven't forgotten this time. Give me a moment. All right, boom. There we go. Can you see that, Ont6? Confirm or deny?
I can, Mike.
All right, cool.
I confirm. I can see.
So I've got the roster as it stands, the updated roster, with all the names that are still currently on our roster. See, you got quarterback Kenny Pickett down there. Our wide receiver room has been updated. Amari Cooper, as well as the names that have been released. So we're going to go position by position, and we're going to make a mock 53, if you will. So without further ado, we'll start off with quarterback. Ont6, what say you with the position group there? Do you think we're going to leave it as is, or do you think Cam Miller will go to the practice, or we'll try and stash him on the practice squad?
I think, me personally, I'm keeping Geno Smith and the newly acquired Kenny Pickett as our 2 quarterbacks now, and putting Cam Miller on the practice squad.
So you're gonna cut him and hope he clears waivers?
I am. I do. At the end of the day, I didn't see enough personally in training camp and preseason. There's some talent there, yes, but at the end of the day, if he was keeping on the roster, that's in my opinion, no. But we'll see what everybody else thinks in the chat, and you as well.
Gotcha. Before I move, Cameron and Brett, salute you guys. Just real quickly, I'm just going to read this comment out. Seahawks fan here. What's your true opinion on Geno Smith? I liked what I saw in preseason, specifically Game 3, but we'll find out. We'll see what he can do. He gives us veteran presence, and he's better than the other guys who brought in here since Derek Carr. So salute to you. That's my quick answer on that. But as for what you said, I agree. Look, he's not ready, Cam Miller. I would prefer putting him on the practice squad and letting him hone his craft there, which would require us releasing him and then hoping he clears waivers. But I mean, look, the guy was a 6th rounder or a 7th rounder?
I think a 6th rounder, but I'm not sure.
Whatever it is. So it's not like he was highly coveted in the draft. And did he really show enough in preseason for a team to want to take a flyer on him on their regular season 53-man roster? So I think if we release him, he will clear waivers, and the practice squad would be a feasible place to put him. So I'm just going to put that down. He's going to be our first name there. So Cam Miller, you go to the practice squad, buddy. All right, so practice squad is just down here. And apologies for the audio issues on 6's end. Yeah, there's not really much I can do about that. But Pickett traded to the Raiders. Yes, we did. We did trade him for him. I already talked about that, Mr. Balls. But anyways, we'll go to running back. What do you think about the running back room with Ashton Genty, Raheem Mostert, Zamir White, Sincere McCormick, and Dylan Lobby? So there's 5 names there.
I'm just keeping one. I'm cutting off 4 of them. If you really wanted to be honest with you, but at the end of the day, I know that's not going to happen. So it's probably going to be Genty, White, and then probably Dylan just because of his special team ability. So that's why I think it's going to be. But what about you, AR?
So you think we're cutting Mostert?
Mostert and Sincere.
I think we're going to keep Mostert, and Lobby and McCormick are going to be the ones that get cut. I mean, Mostert hasn't exactly lit the house on fire, but I mean, he gives that veteran presence. I don't know. This is touch and go. Salute to you, Seabass. I see you in the building.
What's up, Seabass?
What do you think, chat? Do we keep Mostert or do we keep Lobby? But I'm gonna agree with you. And McCormick is probably the odd man out, even though I know that they like his pass protection, but he hasn't really run with much urgency in the few touches he had in the preseason. So I'm gonna get rid of him, and maybe we'll get back to those two names there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. So. Mr. Balls, you can eat a dick. I don't know what you mean by that, but moderators, can somebody get this motherfucker out of my stream, please? Thank you. Anyways, we will proceed to offensive line. We've got Colton Miller, Dylan Parham, Jordan Meredith, Jackson Powers Johnson, DJ Glaze, Caleb Rogers, Charles Grant, Alex Chopper, Thayer Mumford, Will Putnam, Lucky Tarsi, Dalton Wagner, and Antonio Murphy. So, out of the obvious, who do you think is the odd man out?
All right, for me personally, I'm kicking out Alice Kappa. He gone. Will Putnam. He gone. Murphy. He gone. Wagner. He gone. And everybody else is staying.
And Lucky Tarsi goes to the practice squad?
Well, he don't count against the 53-man roster because he's from the international player pool, so that's a good thing about him.
Salute to you, Raider Ben. I see you in the building. Thank you very much.
What's up, Ben?
All right, so you reckon
Shout out to,
Putnam is out?
yeah.
Putnam's gone. Wagner gone.
Gone.
Practice squad, anyone? Murphy gone. So as it stands, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and Lucky Tussie. He goes to the practice squad as that international player program player, right? So Lucky Tussie go down there. What about you, Bentho, or chat? Lobby or Mostert? Who are we keeping? I don't know. I'm kind of touch and go on that, but we'll proceed. I'm good with those names. So that's how many offensive linemen do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Thayer Mumford is the bubble guy. I mean, is he really the best we can do? I mean, he's probably the first name on the chopping block if there's a better name out there that can give us better production, right?
True that. And then on that play that Aiden O'Connell got hurt, who let the sack go? My boy Mumford.
Yeah, he was not good in the preseason at all, and that's disappointing because I've been high on Mumford for the production that he's given us as a 7th round pick. I thought he was good enough to start. He was a depth guy, a good one at that, and he could play in a pinch, but he just has been really disappointing in preseason. I was hoping, being his 4th season, he'd be able to produce better than that. But yeah, look, we'll go back to the running back room. I'm going to agree. I think Mostert stays, and Lobby, he's the one that goes, and maybe he gets stashed on the practice squad. Yeah.
I'm gonna disagree with you, but for this sake, I'll go ahead and agree with you.
Well, let's leave him there. Maybe we keep 4. Okay. We'll see how many names we got by the end of it. All right. So Lobby, you're on notice. I like Lobby, but yeah, we'll see. And shout out to Zamir White. I mean, I've been one of the most critical of Zamir White, as well as Bentho. but I think he did enough to deserve sticking around and seeing what he can do as a rotational back. But, you know, I'm not going to get off his helmet just yet. I mean, he needs to produce when he gets his number called in the regular season, right?
No, true that. At the end of the day, he still needs to show us all that he still got it. He had 4 games where he was decent, and everybody was about to crown him the next great running back. Let's get rid of Josh Jacobs. And what has he done since then? What was it? 2.2 yards per average? What was it? I don't even know.
2.8 yards per carry, more fumbles than he does touchdowns. Yeah. But at the end of the day, look, this is a new season. He's going to be our rotational guy. And that's all I require from him, is to do your part when your number is called. But anyways, we will proceed to the tight end room. Now, this one's a pretty obvious with our first 2 names, Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer. Ian Thomas, I'm going to say he's our 3rd tight end. They seem to be pretty high on him. Do we keep 4 or just keep it at 3?
I think we're keeping it at 3. Because I think we're probably going to keep 6 wide receivers. Now that Cooper signed.
Right. And I think Carter Runyon did enough to deserve a practice squad spot. So I'm going to put him down there in the practice squad with Lucky Tarzi and Cam Miller. So Carter Runyon. All right. So that's 3 names in the practice squad. I'll just show the zoom out. So the practice squad is just down there for the time being. How many names is it on the practice squad again?
Oh, no, let me check real quick.
For sure. Raider Ben, if they open holes, he'll be good, but when the hole ain't there, he's buns. Right. But again, just play your part as a rotational guy. I'm hoping we don't see too much of him in the regular season, but yeah, whatever. And salute to you, Sal. I see you in the building. Hope all is well, my friend. All right, wide receiver room. Now, we just touched up on Jacoby Myers. I just spelled Jacoby Myers wrong there.
We're gonna have up to 16 players on the practice squad. 17th if we have an international player, pathway player, which we do. So we have 16 players on the practice squad.
All right, gotcha. All right, so it is a lot. With our wide receiver room here, Myers, Besh, Tucker, Thornton, Bachman, Tommy Mellott, Shadrack Jackson, Amari Cooper, and Sluti Kev. I mean, we'll keep Jacoby Myers here for all intents and purposes, but if he gets traded, he gets traded. If he stays, he stays. But I think Myers, Besh, Tucker, Thornton, and Amari Cooper are the shoo-ins at the moment. I mean, we wouldn't have just signed Cooper if he's not going to make the roster, right? So we'll at least find out what he's got to offer. But of those other 3 names, Mellott, Buckman, and Jackson, do we keep any of those guys?
Oh, man. I say we keep one of them, but I don't know which one. I think it's been crazy close. But if we're... Oh, man, this is hard right here, AR. What do you think right here, brother? Help me out here.
If I'm going to eliminate one off the rip, I'm going to say Mellott. And salute to you, all eyes on G. Tommy Mellott, he's just not ready. And, again, a guy who I would stash on the practice squad. I mean, I'm not giving up on him, but, he's just not ready. And he may not be ready to at least next season. And what's the point on having him on our final 53-man roster if he's just going to sit there, literally, and be a non-factor? I would take my chances, put him on the practice squad. I think that would be the best place for him. Again, another guy we drafted late. I see him clearing waivers. If he doesn't, he doesn't. So that's going to be the first name that I take away from there.
I agree.
So, Mr. Mellott, you're gone for the time being. And I'm going to add him to the practice squad. Practice squad, yeah?
Yep, I agree on that one.
Okay. And Buckman and Jackson. What say you?
Out of both of those, I think I like Jackson more than I do Buckman. But what about you?
Is it Mallet or Mellott? Am I getting it wrong?
Tommy Mallet?
Is it Milot or Malot? Shit, I better get my names right. So let me just go do a quick Google search. I want to make sure that I'm putting some respect on his name at the very least.
Cool Kev said put some respect on his name.
All right, hang on. It is Mellot. Mellot. And Brett says Zamir White would have to have the Mike Holmgren era Seahawks O-line. That's pretty funny. Hang on a second. Just give me one more, please. Just gonna move this down a little bit. All right. Buckman or Jackson? I liked what I saw from Jackson, but I think Buckman would be the guy who's probably more ready to at least contribute for the now. I'd take my chances and put Shedrick Jackson on the practice squad. I don't know. That's just speaking with my gut.
Right.
What say you?
All right, we'll do that one. No, we'll do that. That's fine. I got the running back one, so you'll get this one. That's fine.
I'm going to deliberate with the chat because I see people saying Jackson. So Kev says Jackson. I'll put whoever gets the first 3 answers on the regular season squad. So Jackson or Buckman. So if you can leave who you think we should keep, and I'll go with that because it's touch and go for me. I wouldn't be mad with either. But I think whoever doesn't make the final 53 is going to go to the practice squad. Slap that 34 on Jackson, let him rip. So Kev says Jackson. Michael says Jackson. Okay, so that's 2. Michael says Jackson. Michael Jackson, get it?
You know what? There's a quick little funny story. I was on NFL Network earlier today on the app, and I'd seen Lamar Jackson release, but he was a cornerback. Like, not the Lamar Jackson cornerback for the Ravens, he was a cornerback for the Falcons. And I was like, when I read the name he got released, I was like, what the fuck? But I was the wrong one.
Wrong one.
Like, the Raiders! Yeah. Like, the Raiders better go get him right now.
Right. Well, we're getting more Jackson names, so we'll keep Jackson for all intents and purposes. And old buddy Buckman is going to the practice squad because I think he's played well enough to deserve that much at the very least.
Yeah. Buckman. Whatever receiver doesn't make it, it's going to go definitely on the practice squad. So.
Raider Ben says, get it right or you're going to the brig. So there's a little inside joke between me and Ben. He keeps singing Australians say brig, but no, that's a British saying. Bentha, thank you very much. Get it right. But anyways, we will proceed. So Jackson stays, and old buddy Buckman, you're gone for now to the practice squad.
You gone.
All right, so we're going to go to the defensive side of the ball and defensive tackle. Disappointed we released Andre Carter, but it is what it is. Whatever. So Butler, the Booker man, Thomas Booker, Leki Fotu, Jonah Laulu, JJ Pegues, Tonka Hemingway, and a guy I liked who I thought produced reasonably well, Trevin Ma'ai, the undrafted free agent from Baylor. So what say you? I mean, outside of the obvious with Adam Butler, Thomas Booker, I think they're high on because they just traded for him, and I think he produced reasonably well. JJ Pegues, Tonka Hemingway, drafted guys, but Leki Fotu, Jonah Laulu, Trevin Ma'ai, which ones do you think we're keeping?
I don't know. This is a hard one. This is one of the positions in my head I was trying to think of earlier, and it's real hard for me because I like all these guys. I wish we could keep them all, but we can't. And I'm afraid whatever we do release is going to get picked up because they're a good quality player. So, oh man, this is a hard one right here for me. You know, I want to hear what the chat has to say about this one.
Well, Fotu has been a non-factor, even though from the grapevine I hear they're pretty high on him, but I mean, he's been out injured and he just hasn't really done much. So I'm going to just take his name away. Fotu. See you later.
Okay.
I like Trevor Ma'ai, but I think he's a practice squad kind of guy. So I'm going to get rid of him too and add him to the practice squad. So Trevor Ma'ai. he can go down there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 names on the practice squad so far. And we'll keep the 5. You good with that?
Yeah, I'm good with those 5.
And yes, that's correct, Brett. Tonka is the guy, one of the guys we drafted. Him and Pagis. So I'm hoping for big things from one of those two guys. Like I keep saying, can we please just hit on one of these drafted defensive tackles? I'm getting sick of these guys being complete non-factors. So just one, please. Just one.
For real, calling that Nesta Silvera from the Miami Hurricanes. Fucking disappointment. I was really hoping you were going to do something. Now you're over there with the 49ers.
One of many, man. One of many.
For real.
But anyways, we'll go to defensive end. So, Crosby, Kuntz, Tyree Wilson, Charles Snowden, Jafari Harvey, and a guy I don't even remember seeing in the preseason at all. And salute to you, Rayasi, in the building. Sorry. Excuse me. I'm going to try and say his name right. Ovi Oghufo. Ovi Oghufo. Just rolls off the tongue. Big O. The Big O. Well, I have not noticed him. I didn't even know he was on our roster, so I'm surprised he wasn't. He wasn't on that first wave of releases today. Jafari Harvey, non-factor, right? Yeah. So I'm good with the 4 there.
Yeah.
Kuntz, Crosby, Wilson, and Snowden. And Tyree, I want to see more of that in the regular season. Like I keep highlighting, no more excuses with the guy. If it's interior, he makes his name. Whatever, I want to see him doing more in the regular season because this is his third year. No more concessions, no more excuses. He needs to produce.
Facts. I'm tired of, especially. I'm just tired of him. At the end of the day, I just hope we see something out of him this year. You know what I mean? Because I'm tired of us drafting these guys high and they're not doing shit for us. You know what I mean? Especially too, we could have had Devin White at that pick, and then all these years later, we signed him.
Right. Well, look, at the end of the day, I thought he was doing some things in interior and preseason, and I want to see that moving forward into the regular season. His time is now, and he needs to show it. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Brett, Tyree needs to improve or he will be gone. Right. 3rd year, no more excuses. He needs to produce. Anyways, we'll move on to linebacker. So we got Landon Roberts, Devin White, Jamal Adams, Jermaine Pratt, Tommy Eichenberg, Cody Lindenberg, and Matt Jones. Matt Jones. He's a guy who...
Matt Jones.
Right. Well, Landon Roberts, he ain't going nowhere. Devin White, he's going to stick around.
I don't think he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. Jamal Adams, I was very happy to see what he did in preseason.
He ain't going nowhere.
Jermaine Pratt, I mean, it was a little underwhelming in preseason, but, he ain't going nowhere. So that leaves the 3 names down here with Eichenberg, Lindenberg, and Matt Jones, I think, fighting it out for that final spot. I don't think we're going to carry more than 5. So, do you think we'll carry more than 5?
I think we might, depending how they like Cody Lindenberg, but we'll see. I don't think Matt Jones is making this roster at all.
All right, so Matt Jones is a guy. Do you think practice squad at all, or he's gone?
It's kind of hard for me to tell, to be honest with you, because I don't remember even flashing or even playing that much in the preseason. So for me, no. But if we want to put him on there, just go ahead and put him on there. But
I did notice he did get a lot of game time in the preseason, and it seems like the coaching staff are on him. But whatever, we're going to take him off. So that leaves the 2 Bergs, Eichenberg and Lindenberg. Do we keep both or do we cut one?
I say we cut Cody, but I think I don't know. How about you? Hey, what do you think?
Well, I think what I said about Mullet and Cam Miller, I'm going to say about Lindenberg. I don't think he's ready. I wasn't impressed, and he's a 7th round guy, so I'd cut him and take my chances of him clearing waivers. I mean, I don't think he did enough to make a final 53 on any team. but I'm willing to take my chances. So that's not to say that I'm fully in love with Eichenberg, because I notice him at times, sometimes for the wrong reasons in preseason. But he's another guy I want to take that next step as a rotational guy. But I'm going to go with Eichenberg and Lindenberg to the practice squad. You good with that?
Sounds good to me, brother.
All right, just let me copy and paste. So cut. You're out of here for now. And I'm just going to add him down here to the practice squad. All right, just give me a moment. Just going to move that around. All right, so we'll go to the cornerbacks. So you got Eric Stokes, Darian Porter, DeCam Richardson, Darnay Holmes, Kyu Blue Kelly, and Greedy Vance. This is a group that hasn't impressed me at all in preseason. I'm pretty concerned with it, if I'm going to be honest. This could be a rough ride in terms of coverage this year. Being that, like, look, I like that we've got young guys in the door, very athletic, physical. They got the physical traits, but they're inexperienced. Yeah, it could be a rough ride in terms of coverage. But I think the guys who are going to make the roster, for sure, Stokes, Porter, probably going to be our starters. DeCam Richardson, Darnay Holmes. Do you think Darnay Holmes stays? Salute to you, eat bowl of pisses.
I don't know. Oh man, I think we keep everybody. He's the one that I'm a little iffy about if he's gonna make it or not.
I will say the guy I kind of made fun of a little bit, because I felt like he was getting, remember Woo Governor last season, Woo Governor type hype, being an undrafted free agent who everybody falls in love with but hasn't really shown nothing. But he did show me something in that final preseason game, and yeah, I think Greedy Vance may just scrape in. At the very least, he's a practice squad kind of guy. But do you think we keep Kyu Blue Kelly as well?
I think so.
And salute to you, Jeff. I see you in the building.
I think we keep all 5 of them, and then we might keep Holmes because what's his face is injured and he might go on IR to start the season. So
Lonnie Johnson.
Yeah.
Okay. And at the very least, I think he might be the most experienced cornerback on our roster as it stands, unless Eric Stokes has been in the league longer than him. So, all right, well, we'll keep the 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for now. But I think Darnay Holmes or one of these other two are going to be the first names on that cut list if we pick up another cornerback, right?
Yeah, or make a trade for one.
All right, so last but not least, we've got the safety room. So you got, I'm not including Lonnie Johnson because I've catered for the fact that he's hurt. He's going to be on the injured reserve list until at least week 8. We may not see him at all. Time will tell. But as it stands, we've got Jeremy Chin, Isaiah Polamalu, Christopher Smith III. I see you, Rafa. Salute to you. Terrell Edmonds, Trey Taylor, and JT Woods. So that's a pretty easy one with Woods. I think he's gone. And that leaves us with 5. So what say you? I'll start off by saying, look, Chen and Polamalu are going to be our starters. Edmonds, we just picked him up, and I think the coaching staff likes him, and I think he did okay in preseason. So he's going to stay. Christopher Smith is a guy I felt like he impressed me in preseason. A guy I've been critical of.
Yeah.
This is his 3rd season now, and I think he's done enough to deserve what may be our final safety spot, depending on what they do with Trey Taylor. Do you think Taylor did enough in preseason? There was times when he was pretty bad, and then there was times I thought he did okay. Do you think he's gone, or do you think we keep him? You think he's gone?
No, I think Taylor's going to the practice squad, and Smith makes the team just because he had a solid preseason. I'm saying he had the best preseason ever, but he was just did enough to outbeat Taylor for that last safety spot, in my opinion.
Okay, so Taylor, a guy I like, but just hasn't done enough. And we may look to bolster that room too. But I'll put him down there on the practice squad. Yeah, we'll see what happens with him. I like the guy, but yeah. And there we have it. So I'm just going to zoom out. Just give me a moment. I'm going to try and make this bigger. Alright. So I'm going to see if I can count this correctly. So we got 2 guys in the quarterback room. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. So we got 51 names there, including special teams, which we didn't touch up on, but look, they ain't going nowhere. AJ Cole, Daniel Carlson, Jacob Bobermeyer. So that's going to be the mock group for now. So there's still 2 spots left, which I think they will bolster with waiver wire. I mean, we could put Cam Miller back there if we wanted to, but do you want to on 6? Or do we keep those 2 spots? Ultimate Raider fan, salute to you. I see you in the building. Go ahead, on 6.
No, I don't want to bring him back. I was thinking about who we can bring back, or let me see who's on the practice squad. Let me see who we're gonna bring over here. Maybe somebody that can catch my eye or something. Huh. Anybody here that you would bring up, Afakasi?
Honestly, no. I'm good with keeping those 2 spots open for waiver wire and see what we can do.
Me too.
So
yeah, me too.
As it stands, that's going to be my roster, or our roster, of 51 names for the time being, with the roster going to shake in the coming days. And I don't doubt we're going to pick up some names, especially in that secondary room, because, like I said, it's not looking too impressive for the now. And I don't really want to go into the season with just that being our secondary, but we'll see. I don't know. I mean, is there even anyone out there that can make us that much better? I don't know. But there you have it, guys. I'll just read out from the top. So, quarterback, we got Geno Smith, Kenny Pickett, with Cam Miller going to the practice squad. Running back, we got, I'm going to see if I can zoom in, Ashton Genty, Raheem Mostert, Zamir White, and Dylan Lobby, but that could change. We'll see what they do on the when the final roster cuts are made. Offensive line, Colton Miller, Dylan Parham, Jordan Meredith, Jackson Powers-Johnson, DJ Glaze, Caleb Rogers, Charles Grant, Alex Cupper, and Thayer Mumford for the now, but again, that can change. I wouldn't be surprised seeing him being replaced if they find someone better on the waiver wire. Tight end room, we got 3 names: Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer, Ian Thomas, being that 3rd guy. Wide receiver room, again for the now, Jacoby Myers, depending on what happens with him, if we trade him or not. Jack Bash, Trey Tucker, Dante Thornton, Shedrick Jackson scraping in over the likes of Alex Buckman, and Amari Cooper being the guy we just re-signed. Welcome back to the Raider Nation. Special teams, no surprise, AJ Cole punter, Daniel Carlson kicker, and Mr. Bobenmeyer, long snapper. Defensive tackle, we got Adam Butler, Thomas Booker, Jonah Laulu, JJ Pegues, Tonka Hemingway. Defensive end, Crosby, Kuntz, Tyree Wilson, and Snowden. No surprises there. Linebacker, Landon Roberts, Devin White, Jamal Adams, Jermaine Pratt, and Tommy Eichenberg rounding it off. Excuse me. Cornerback, Eric Stokes, Darian Porter, DeCam Richardson, Darnay Holmes, Caillou Blue Kelly, and Greedy Vance. And safety, Jeremy Chin, Isaiah Polomau, Christopher Smith, the third, and Terrell Edmonds. And then down below, you've got our practice squad, as it stands for the now. Cam Miller, Lucky Tarsi, Carter Runyon, Tommy Malott, Alex Buckman, Trevin Maai, Cody Lindenberg, and Trey Taylor. So, chat, if you want to let us know what you think, if there's some names there that you would have preferred to keep or guys you think doesn't really deserve it, you just let us know in the comments section. But that's our mock final 53 for the now. But anyways, we'll see you on 6. Is there anything left you want to talk about or got on your mind, or we might just shoot off out of here?
I mean, to be honest with you, it's going to be interesting couple of 48 hours to see who is actually going to make the 53-man roster. And then at the end of the day, if any good veteran players that get cut, don't be surprised if the Raiders make a move. We still got plenty of cap space. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the Amari Cooper could have signed with the 49ers and he chose us. So at the end of the day, players do want to come here and play for us. So should be interesting who makes this team once again. So shout out to AR for having me on. Shout out to everyone in the chat for pulling up like always. And until next one.
For sure. Eric has just said no Tommy touchdown. No touchdown Tommy, boo, go Montana State. No, we didn't retain Tommy Malott, and that's not to say that I'm giving up on him, but I just feel like the guy's not ready, and he's not gonna. If we keep him on that final 53, he's just gonna sit throughout the duration of the season. And for me, like, I just feel like if we cut him and put him on the practice squad to let him hone his craft a little more, at least till next season, that's a gamble I'm willing to take. I said it before. I don't think he's done enough for another team to take a flyer on him and have them on their final 53-man roster. And if he doesn't make it, it's like, so what? It was a 6th-round pick. It's not like teams were clamoring for his services in the draft. So we'll see. But that's just how I personally feel. I know you don't agree, Eric, but thank you for the comment. But yeah, no, I appreciate you, Ont6, giving me your time. We like to keep our show short and sweet here, try to get straight to the point and then just get on out of here. So, any other last words, Ont6?
Nothing much, Raider Nation. I know it's going to be long and hard until we get this first. Pause there.
Pause, big pause.
Pause right there. Whoa, pause. I know it's going to be a long time until the next couple of weeks are going to be longer until the Raider game starts. So let's just take a second and relax and enjoy this quiet time we have before the season starts until the Raiders start messing with our mental health for the next 17 weeks. So.
Yeah, right. Well, we better get the mental health ready, right? Because I said it last season, I might say the same thing now. This may be a rough ride, so buckle up. Buckle up.
This is all I gotta say. I know one thing I don't have to worry about Chip Kelly is him lining our offensive lineman at number 1 wide receiver position like Luke Gesky did last year. I don't know what the hell this moron was doing and shit, but it's gonna be night and day on this offense just because we have a better offensive coordinator and we actually have a quarterback. You know what I mean? So I'm expecting a little bit better offense, but the defense in the quarterback room is the position that works me like it does to you, AR. So
right.
We'll see what happens. We have a lot of talent there. Pete Carroll knows what his corner look like. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt until he gives me a reason not to.
For sure. I agree. Look, I'm gonna give everybody time. You know what I mean? This isn't gonna be a quick fix. We may have to ride out this season and let it play out and then just let the cards fall where they may, but I know we've been through this before many times, but you know, sometimes these things got to happen for us to get to where we want to be in time. But in Pete Carroll, I trust. In the coaching staff, I trust. In the team, I trust to be where we want to be in time, but it may just take that. But anyways, that's it from me for now. I'm Afakasi Raider. Got my guy, my Aunt WO, brother in arms, Ont6 Soldier. Thanks everyone in the chat. Raider Nation for life. Win, lose, or tie. You know what time it is. It's Raider Nation tweet what? Ont6.
Till we die, Raider!
Till we motherfucking die. Alright, peace out. Catch you on the flip side for sure. Alright.